we were in big, big trouble.
Hi everybody.
Happy New Year and welcome to our channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm Lana.
So as we go into a new year, we thought we'd look back on the previous year and kind of do a year in review type video and also a introduction video since we haven't got around to doing that yet. So basically how we got here and where we hope to go from here.
What we're doing here.
Yeah. So 2022 started off pretty rough. We're just coming on the third year of COVID, and it hit us pretty hard. Hit Lana's business pretty hard.
Beginning of COVID, I had to shut down my business because of lockdowns, and I'm a massage therapist, so I had to close up shop, which was good in the beginning because I kind of needed a little bit of a break because it's kind of hard work, and I'd been working pretty much 6 days for a long time. So it was a welcome break in the beginning, and then I tried to go back to massage, and the massage business, people were afraid to kind of get back to those regular routines and being around other people in public and stuff. So I found it pretty difficult to pick my business back up where I had left off. We had purchased a house a few years prior to COVID. In order to keep that house and our mortgage, we really needed two incomes. And because my income had dropped down to virtually nothing, we were kind of really struggling to get along financially. So
we were getting along great, but not financially.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, we were in big trouble, like big trouble. We were scraping to get by. There was also other factors that were involved that sort of got the wheels going in a literal moving direction. We have to make a decision whether to cash in our chips and move or stay and try to dig ourselves out of this hole, which would take years of sacrifice and at the risk of bankruptcy. We could have lost the house if we default on the mortgage.
Yeah, without that second income, we were really hemorrhaging money every month. So we were using up all of our credit. We used up all of our savings. We, even got more credit, used that up right away. We had started thinking like, okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna solve this, right? And so we kind of had tossed around a little bit of the idea of potentially moving to Nova Scotia. And so we were kicking the can around on that a little bit, looking at some properties here and there, but let's give it one last effort to see if we can make his business do well, and maybe he can hire an employee and I can get my massage business back up and running. So we tried that for a little bit.
Didn't work.
Yeah, so we tried really hard to get that to. We spent some even more money of our credit. Like we really didn't have any more credit. So we were basically just spending whatever money he was making, and we ended up just wasting that money.
Yeah. So 2022 was rough, and at the same time, Phoenix was going through health issues as well. He was having strange seizures when he was on walks, and we weren't sure what was going on. The vets didn't really know. They just sort of guessed, put him on anti-seizure meds, which didn't help, and eventually we found a specialist, I suppose. She had, very confidently guessed that he had insulinoma, which was kind of the opposite of diabetes, I suppose. A tumor, I guess.
His pancreas.
Tumor in the pancreas, right. Spikes his insulin, which drops his glucose levels and puts him into shock or something. It was pretty horrific what he was going through.
Hyperglycemic seizures is what he said.
Hyperglycemic seizure, that's right. It was about February when they finally made the decision to actively move, put the house up for sale, and just pull the ripcord while we still had some altitude.
we were like, look, if we're going to make this move, if this is one of our options, then we've got to move now. We've got to move fast. On my birthday, we decided that's it. But if we want to get top dollar, we have to renovate.
Yeah, another house for somebody else.
Yeah, that would be our third house that we renovated for sale.
Right.
So, the sale of our house.
Well, the renos first.
We renovated, yeah.
We had no credit at all. We were maxed out. Luckily, we had a Lowe's card. And
we had a Lowe's card. I don't know, somehow magically we were paying a little, like we paid $50 a month every month for so long to pay off our Lowe's card. And we had magically, at that time, had just paid it off. So we had $4,000 on our Lowe's card to do renovations with. And then after we had made the decision in the mail, I got an offer from BMO, because I think they were struggling too through the pandemic, and they were offering everyone like lines of credit. So they offered me they didn't offer it to me. I was pre-approved for a $5,000 line of credit. So with our $9,000 on our home, we did renovations. We managed to do the renovations for the house, and
we made it stretch.
Yeah, so after the renovations, we wanted to put the house on the market because the market was slow, like really quickly starting to change. We could see it, like every day we were doing renovations, we were like, oh my gosh, the market is getting worse and worse and worse, and we were worried that we weren't going to get our money back in the sale of the home from the renovations that we just did. So we were hoping to get it in the market, on the market by April. So just after Easter.
Yeah.
Ideally, our agent kept saying, oh, you got to get on earlier. And we knew that, of course, but renovations are renovations. So we...
and I was running a business at the time, so I had that to do and the renovations. So
yeah,
it was tough, but we did it.
For the third time. So we did the renovations, and we got it on the market like a few days after Easter long weekend.
There's a price that we needed to make to put it on, or let's backtrack. There's a number that we needed to put on the sale of the house to make everything that we needed to do make sense, or just make it worth it.
And what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4 days later, we sold our house.
Sold. Yeah. Asking, no conditions,
asking, no
done. What a relief that was.
Yeah.
When the offer came in and we accepted it, we now realized that we're going to be homeless. We're going to need a home.
I had actually been, of course, we'd both been looking, this whole time off and on, but there was a house that I really liked on there, and I'd been keeping my eye on it, and I had messaged the agent who was selling the house in Nova Scotia. And I messaged her and I said, hey, can you tell me more about this house? Can you send us more pictures, whatever? And then the next day I looked at it and it was on pending. It was on a pending offer. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, is this house still for sale? Because I literally just looked at it and now it's pending. And she got back to me and she said, it's not sold until it's sold. And so I was like, well, that was a weird answer, very cryptic. Mm-hmm. So normally it's like, oh yeah, it's pending. And in Ontario, it's like if a house is pending, it's like, it's gone. Forget about it. That's always what our agents would always say. But this house had everything. It had the acreage, it had the waterfront, it was by a small town. It was a small house, 3-bedroom. I could run my business out of it. It was just had a shop to it. It had a greenhouse, a little greenhouse, which is amazing. So we were like, this is the property. We have to get this property. Yeah. We contacted our agent we had talked to prior to.
Tash. We'll link her stuff in the description box.
Yeah. So we called up Tash and we said, hey, we just sold our house, woohoo! And then we were like, okay, now we need a new one. So she helped us find out more about the house. We went ahead and put it in a backup offer, which was really unusual. In Ontario, I've never had an agent ever do that for me. And Tash went ahead and put in a backup offer because she's freaking amazing. She's the best realtor. When she went to submit, should I tell the story?
I don't know. We can always edit it out.
So when she went to put in the offer, what happened was she found out at that moment, she went in to put up our backup offer. She wanted to just get more information and she wanted to book a a viewing, like a virtual viewing, and she found out that somebody else had seen the house and also wanted to put in a backup offer. And we were like, what? This is crazy. I've never even heard of anyone putting in a backup offer, let alone two.
Yep.
So she came back and told us, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. So, but then now you're in a situation where it's like you've got to win the backup offer draw, right? So you still have to go in with the best offer that you have, just like as if you had multiple offers.
Yeah, it's
in the
still
beginning.
a bidding war
Exactly.
situation, which we didn't want to be in, but
So we did our viewing, our virtual viewing, and then during the viewing, when our agent Tash showed up to the property to do the video, there was another couple who were looking at the house and who also wanted to put a backup offer on the house. So here we are, we're trying to like do the viewing so we can put in a backup offer, and there's like more and more people just seem to be getting on this bandwagon, and we're starting to get really nervous. So anyways, as it turns out, those last people just backed out, and they were like, no, too many backup offers, we're not doing it. And so it was up for us and the other backup offer.
because we're stubborn.
And so we were like, I'm getting this house. Like I knew we were gonna get it. I just had a good feeling about it, and I just thought that I'm going for it, and we're just gonna go at our top dollar and all the things we needed to do. So we put in our backup offer, the other people put in a backup offer, and then we won.
We won it. Yeah.
So we won the backup offer. So we were like, whew, okay. The offer fell through, and we got the house.
It's ours.
Yeah. So fight for what you want, people. Fight for what you want.
That's right. Believe.
Believe.
Yeah, so moving day. That was fun. Phoenix was still not in great health. His legs were starting to fail him. We had to buy a ramp so he can get in and out of the truck. U-Haul didn't have the size truck that we reserved, naturally.
I don't understand. I made a reservation. Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservations.
I know why we have reservations.
I don't think you do.
So I had to bring out my Tetris skills and really pack that truck tight. And
You did an amazing job.
I did an amazing job.
Seriously, there was like no space. You couldn't even put like a pencil in the cracks.
It was like sardines in there. But
We had to leave a lot of stuff behind.
we did. Unfortunately, we lost 300 cubic feet or something. Maybe not that much. But yeah, I had to use the tool trailer to bring some of our stuff and leave a bunch of stuff behind for our neighbor.
Yeah, even we had to leave
In the wood.
We had to leave the ash wood, all the trees we cut down. They were drying in the garage, and we had to leave them all. So
Beautiful,
sad.
beautiful ash lumber. Just
Yeah.
leave them behind. So if our previous or the new owners of our house are watching this, enjoy that wood.
Yeah.
Build something out of it.
Yeah, do something good with it.
But yeah, so moving day it went pretty smooth. I mean, surprisingly, we got Phoenix in the truck. He got in and out of it okay with the ramp. He was fine. You were driving with him. He seemed to be okay. It was uneventful. It was probably the perfect weather for driving.
Absolutely perfect weather.
Not a drop of rain. It was blue skies. I mean, it was almost symbolic. That it was like we're doing the right thing. If we were driving into a storm,
Yeah.
I could see. Yeah, I don't know.
It was perfect, and we were driving, and we had the walkie-talkies, and we were talking to each other, and we had the little convoy. He had his truck with the trailer, and I had a truck with the trailer, and I had the dog, and we would just walkie-talkie each other. Okay, we're gonna stop up here. Mike was in the lead, and he'd just pull over, and we'd have a little break, a little snack, some lunch, whatever. Walk the dog. And Phoenix was just doing great the whole trip, like in and out of the truck. He was still slow and tired, and he wanted to be in the truck. I think he was concerned because he really wanted to just be at home, his old home. And so that was a little sad because you can tell he wanted to go back and do the truck because he thought that might take him back home. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah, but on the way we went by a potato chip factory, which is fantastic. we saw a bear, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
We only really saw bears at the dump, but just hanging out on the side of the road, waving at us was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was our welcoming committee.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Quebec was beautiful, and then we got into New Brunswick, and it was even more beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got into Nova Scotia, and we're like, ah!
Yeah. 'Cause neither of us have ever been, I've never been past Montreal, right? So this was all new to me, probably new to you as well, right?
Yeah, I've never been to the East Coast.
It's beautiful. I recommend it. We arrived here on whatever it was, 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening, and the sun was just at that perfect golden hour. Well, it wasn't even like golden hour, but it was just like
before.
Beautiful. On the way here, it was just poking through the trees, and got here, and we just parked on the road. Didn't back anything in. We just got out and beelined it for the lake.
Got the dog out of the truck. We're going to the lake. We didn't even look at the house. We walked right past it, walked right through the forest, right to the water, and both me and Phoenix went straight into the water. Like, just rolled up my pants and we just walked straight in. And the dog was so happy.
Yeah.
He was like loving that.
Yeah, so as settling in, we swam pretty much every day. Phoenix got to swim. It was very therapeutic for him, for his sore legs. We got to, we met our neighbors pretty early. A lot of them popped by with gifts and stuff to say hello. Now you're in the Real Housewives of the area.
Yeah, I got christened into the Real Housewives of West McKay Lake.
Yeah. Our other close neighbors here, they'll let us raid their garden because we don't have one set up yet. It's been fantastic. The people here are great. The weather so far has been beautiful. You're getting a lot of hiking in, right?
Yeah, I started walking, which helped me meet the neighbors as well, because everyone's always outside in the summer. So I started a gardening business as well, which was kind of out of the blue, but we needed to start making money right away. Basically renovated people's gardens.
That's right.
Yeah.
2 renovators here. And I just puttered around the house. It was nice.
Well, let's just explain this first. For the last 4 years, pretty much since you started your business, once your business started, you literally worked every single day, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, and it was just straight through. No vacation, no break, no weekends off. It was just straight. And then once we decided to move, it was just constant. So,
right.
Yeah, after you moved, you deserved a break.
It's on tape. It was good. There's a few things that we wanted to change. There was no shade in the back, so there is
so much sun.
Yeah, so there is a pergola, which if you watch the video, you'll know that it doesn't do anything for sun or rain or shade or anything. So that was the first thing to do. So we had somewhere to sit, and I think the big important thing was your massage room. Somebody had to pay the bills around here. So
I was strawberry charming.
Yeah, so we started our massage business back up again. Need to get that done first and foremost, and then everything else. But yeah, since we bought the house sight unseen, there was a lot of little repairs. We had a stinky basement, so I had to put an exhaust fan in there to draw some of the moisture out. Eventually, we just demoed the basement. We had some well issues right at the time of Fiona. Perfect timing.
A lot of different places were affected. They didn't have, in and around the Halifax area, they didn't have any power for like 2 weeks after Fiona.
Yeah, we got lucky that we were unscathed because people got, they got the full brunt of it in Halifax and
pretty much everywhere except us and Yarmouth. After we continued, we were still continuing with some of the home renovations, and then just this one day, Mike went to go and give Phoenix his many meals he was eating throughout the day, and Phoenix couldn't stand up. So we got pretty nervous and scared that this might be the end, and basically his back legs, he couldn't stand up on his back legs. He was trying to, but he couldn't. It was awful.
So that was the end of the month, end of September. we had to make the tough decision to put him down. It was heartbreaking. His health just declined. It was not good. He had breathing issues as well, like very labored breathing. Weren't sure if it was just the heat or something else, but during the procedure, I suppose, the vet noticed he was breathing heavily, and she said that was a really good sign of some respiratory issues. Most likely cancer had spread
in his lungs.
So doing it just sort of further justified what we were doing. We wanted to be selfish and keep him around, but what are you gonna do?
After we came home, we buried him in the garden in the backyard and posted some video on it, and one of our neighbors said something so sweet, and it really just kind of helped us feel better, I guess, about the situation. I don't know, it's a hard thing to describe, but it was very sweet. She said that, he held on long enough to come with us on this journey, and so that he could stay close to us once we were here. And it seriously broke our hearts. Yeah. It was so sweet. It was the nicest thing anyone had said. Everyone said something nice, but that was just that was so nice. He made it.
But yeah, we have the memorial garden out there for him. And the deer keep eating the stuff we plant.
Yeah.
But
they have now become our new pets.
Yeah, I guess so. They're always in the backyard now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to distract from the grief of losing our beloved Phoenix, we did a lot of exploring. We couldn't before because it was really hard to bring him along. But now, we have a little bit of freedom to see the local areas of Nova Scotia. We did it kind of late in the year, but we did go to a few places, like Bridgewater, basically down the South Shore, all these small little fishing villages, which was kind of cool.
So the town that we live in actually has quite a few events for every season sort of thing. Oh. So there was the pumpkin regatta. They had
wait. What's a pumpkin regatta?
It's basically where these goofballs get dressed up into weird costumes and they go into giant pumpkins that are
They hollow these giant pumpkins.
They're massive giant pumpkins, which I'm sure somebody has seen before.
I'm sure it's there. Somewhere on the internet.
They cut open the top and they clean out all the guts, and then these goofballs go inside the pumpkin, they push it into the ocean, and then they basically paddle their way around a course and then come back and then
that's all in fun.
That's it.
It was fun. It was interesting. Funny. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, so there's the pumpkin regatta, and then was it Christmas that was next?
The house tour.
Yeah,
house tour. That was kind of neat. A lot of the houses volunteer to have their house open for the neighborhood to traipse through and see how they decorated and stuff like that. So that was kind of neat. I mean, I'm not a Christmas guy, but I think it was kind of cool. It's just neat. The small town just seems there's always something to do, right? There's always some sort of a buzz going on, which I think is really neat. It's not a boring old town, right? So.
And even in town hall, the fire hall up the road from us has all these events as well. So they always have breakfast, they have darts, and they have they had an auction in the end of the summer. We went to that and we got ourselves
something that we're going to tease you with because we're going to make a video on it.
Yeah, so it was really cool.
So stay tuned for that.
So yeah, got to go to those auctions. So that was cool. And they always have events as well, too. So they did some other Santa thing and stuff. So as far as entertainment and what this community has for us, it's really been amazing. It's been super fun, and we don't feel shut in. We don't feel too far out in the never land. We're here. We're a part of a community.
Yeah, we've never once felt unwelcome, which is good. There's we have heard some anecdotes from other people that feel that they don't feel welcome here, and I think there are some people old stock, local, born and raised Maritimers that don't want people from outside coming in because there is an effect, there is a negative effect to it, and which we totally understand. We heard it all, saw it all from where we came from too. So But yeah, I mean, it's been great, and Nova Scotia is absolutely stunning, and we can't wait to see more of it. So, where are we going to go in this year for 2023? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
We're hoping that as long as our finances balance out a bit, we will be able to travel around Nova Scotia.
And as far as on property-wise, I think we're thinking about, or hoping to, again with finances, hoping to invest in a greenhouse, maybe some solar. Definitely going to stay the course with as far as getting closer to being self-sustainable, self-reliant, and whatnot.
So our goal with the greenhouse is to grow as much food as we can throughout the year. In some way, build a heat exchange underneath it so that we can grow food for the colder months as well. That's the ultimate goal. As we go along with that project, that's probably going to be our next big project, and we'll be showing you all our progress with that as well. It might take quite a long time, so it'll probably be little bits and pieces throughout the year.
It'll be a series.
But that is the goal, being able to grow our own food and then potentially canning some stuff and shelving some food as well.
Preserving, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, if we're going to grow all this food, because I plan to have a really big greenhouse. So if we have a decent-sized greenhouse, we grow enough food, we don't need to share it with our neighbors because they all have food and they've been sharing with us for so long. That's so right. We can give back, of course, but we'll probably still have lots extra. So we're going to can it and just store it for future whenever we might need it.
That's right. Well, we can give them pineapples when we grow the pineapples.
Yeah, ideally we can grow some tropical stuff, but we'll see. But
other than that, I think 2023, I don't know. Let's see where it takes us. We have some plans, but you never know. There wasn't really plans to come to Nova Scotia, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, you got to go where the wind blows, man.
Yeah. There wasn't plans to start a YouTube channel either, right? It was just mainly to document our move, and it just sort of evolved into this, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to carry on and do this.
Yeah. And thanks for watching.
Yes.
We appreciate you.